There was a light in the building, a cross, not bright, just awake. I passed it twice, and slow like it might speak.
It wasn't the lamp, it was how I waited for someone not to leave. The curtain moved once, so did I. Midnight in her window's light, soft as things we don't admit. It stayed on long after we didn't. That glow still lives somewhere I can't reach. A little light.
I never waved, not really, but I hoped he'd know the light was for him. I thought of knocking, but the night was too careful, so I walked and memorized the color of maybe.
Midnight in her window's light, between the silence and the street. It felt like staying just to be seen. That flicker still burns beneath my sleep. A little like her.
She never said my name,
He never had to.
that window knew everything.
Still said nothing.
The street forgot, the light didn't, neither did I.
We said less when the water got quiet. The air folded around what we didn't share. Even silence had its own noise. You looked down, but I saw your reflection. Say more than your mouth ever tried to. The boat moved, but your breath didn't. Where the gondolas took our secrets, we didn't whisper, we just let the water guess. It carried what we couldn't hold and left no trace. Just ripples, just maybe. The canal lasts nothing. Still I answer with my eyes, my stillness, my almost. You reach for the sky like it might respond, but it was the water that kept our names, not the stars.
Where the gondolas took our secrets, we didn't explain. We floated them out past knowing what sank wasn't sorrow, just things we weren't sure how to love.
It was never really said,
But it never really left.
I still hear the hush.
I still feel the drift.
Where the gondolas took our secrets, the silence never sank.
The light came slower on those days. You sipped like the cup was thinking. We didn't rush, even time stepped back a little. Your voice was softer when the world paused. You let your shoulder touch mine without checking. Even the air felt less borrowed. I packed you with the rest of those Sundays, folded in the sleeves of a city I won't say. Still warm, still unwashed, still not mine. The sky stretched quite above the street. You hung without reason. I smiled into the breeze like it belonged to us.
You read signs out loud just to hear how they sounded in your mouth. I pretended to listen, but only to you.
I packed us with the rest of those Sundays between worn socks and pages we never turned.
Still here,
Still tender, still not ours. I kept the key card.
I kept the way you looked at me.
I never wore that shirt again.
I didn't have to forget.
A suitcase full of Sundays sits by the door. I never unpacked you.
We sat where the city exhaled, stone beneath, laughter above. Your knee brushed mine like an accident you didn't undo. People pass, you
Stay, that was enough. Even silence felt spoken there.
There are echoes in the steps we left, names we never used, glances we didn't mean to keep, but did. The storm remembers what we don't repeat.
You tied your hair without thinking. I watched like it meant more than it did. Or maybe it did.
You didn't look at me, but I felt seen somehow still, and only then. There are echoes in the steps we left, they don't fade, they wait.
And when I walk there,
Your shadow still sits beside mine,
I forgot what we said.
but not how it sounded.
That afternoon folded slowly.
Like it wanted to stay. There are echoes in the steps we never climbed
You spoke in pauses, I filled them with guesses. Not wrong, just not enough.
I gave you fragments, hoping you'd read the rhythm. You smiled in the right places, but never said it back. You were the language I never learned. Close to meaning, far from shore. I mouthed sounds, but they stayed foreign. Still beautiful, still unclear.
Some things you only understand by not asking. I thought you knew that.
I thought silence meant yes. I thought hands could translate. I thought wrong.
You were the language I never learned.
I heard the feeling but missed the word. I traced your sentences with closed eyes.
Still lost, still listening. I studied you in real time.
I needed you to be fluent.
I memorized the tone.
But never the meaning. You were the language I never learned.
And somehow still spoke to me best.
The moon was where we left it,
Unmoved, like nothing changed. I walked away, but it stayed lit, like I was still there.
the night didn't ask why your name felt loud after you stopped saying it, even though when knew to be quiet. The moon didn't know I left. It still touched her window, like I was watching, still hung itself above. The silence we forgot to break. Some things don't miss you back.
You said it wasn't goodbye, but your cold was already turned. The stairs remember your way, so did I. I meant to turn around, but the street folded behind me. You stayed where the lights softened and I where it didn't reach.
The moon didn't know I left. It still throws its light on a story that's closed. It still believes in a version of us. I
wrote your name in clouds above the Seine, but the wind was never one for keeping things. You smiled beneath the street lamp's golden band, a moment stamped but never given wing.
You traced my laugh like shadows in the glass, all footprints blurred behind the trims. I kept your words in corners of my scarf, but time slipped through my hands.
Now I walk through skies that don't remember me,
still away where the snow begins,
breathing in the air of late December,
listening for your voice in the wind.
These are postcards the sky forgot to send, inkless thoughts we never penned. Every dusk your name begins again, soft as dusk on Amsterdam's bend. We're just hearts with no return address, holding sunsets we can't press.
I still see you in that Lisbon morning haze. Your laughing cafes we'll never find again. You talked of stars like they were second chances, but some things never land.
I folded you inside my well-worn maps, but borders made us lose our way. Now the sky feels wider when it's quiet and you're 1,000 miles away.
My suitcase held your laugh between the folds,
but customs never let that through.
we breathe in days that still feel gold,
even though they ended with you. These are postcards the sky forgot to send,
forgot to send.
stories lost on wandering wind.
Wondering when
Every dusk your name begins again, like a song we both forgot to end. We're just souls with no new place to land,
writing love in foreign sand.
I wonder if you kept that ticket stub.
I kept the scent of rain from pride,
I still hum that tune you made up on a train.
and I never forgot how you looked in Spain.
And maybe the sky just kept them for itself.
Those postcards we never sent. You stirred your coffee slow that day, like you were afraid of time.
I asked if you'd come back someday, but you just smiled behind the steam and said maybe.
We didn't speak too loud that night, like we might break the day.
I watched the shadows move across your face and let your silence pour like Chardonnay.
We knew the map was full with hearts still tied in the cafes between our goodbyes.
You laughed with your whole heart that morning, but your eyes were already gone.
We danced on floors the color of dusk, and I memorized the shape of your song.
We sat by a window watching strangers, living lives we'd never lived.
I almost said, don't let me go, but left it floating in the foam instead.
The suitcases lean near our knees,
Our lips too close, our words too brief.
we said nothing, just let the music play.
Let the sugar melt the things we couldn't say.
In the cafes between our goodbyes, we lived a lifetime in lukewarm skies.
Each table held a story half told. Each goodbye brewed a little less bold. We were travelers afraid to try in the cafes between our goodbyes.
I still taste that fig tart you barely touched.
And the cinnamon you said was too much.
I wanted to say stay.
I would have said yes. In the cafes between our goodbyes, you were the moment that time let lie. Every spoon stirred a last refrain. Every goodbye tasted the same. Still I sit with the ghost of white in the cafes between our goodbyes.
You looked at me like we weren't leaving, but already left. The door stuttered, I didn't.
I stayed for the sound, not the train. The space it left behind. You held nothing, just right.
The train moved, but your smile didn't. It hovered between breath and what I didn't ask. Maybe it's still there.
Maybe I am too.
The platform forgot us quickly.
I didn't.
Your shape was still warm in the air beside me.
I checked the seat, yours was gone, but something shifted when I blinked. Not grief, just almost.
The train moved, but your smile didn't.
It's the pause before a goodbye.
Did you mean to let go like that?
Did you mean to hold back?
I said nothing, so I remembered it all.
The train left, but your smile, no, that part never moved. I opened the map last night. The crease where we stood is still runs through the page. I touched it like skin, half warm, half ghost. You circle places, but not exits. Now they curl at the edges like breath held too long. Maps still